The founder of Heavy.com lets us in on a little secret. It takes more than goofy content to survive on the internets. Plus, restraining order be damned! We hound Aeon Flux star Charlize Theron for a second straight day. And finally, Steven Spielberg, Tom Cruise, and Chris Gore. It's our biggest DV Tuesday this week. Now, a program that was a conscientious objector to the War of the Worlds. It's Attack of the Show!
Pick up on this.
Attack of the Show. It's good to see you again. Thanks for being here.
I'm waving.
You are?
Waving to the viewers.
Hey, everybody.
If there's one thing our show does, Sarah, I think you'll agree, it's that we entertain.
We do.
We bring smiles, giggles, and laughs.
to ourselves.
To ourselves.
And hopefully others as well.
And to you, the viewer. And that's what we do. We provide this little service free of charge. But you've probably never sat and wondered and thought, where did laughter begin? Where did it come from? I know Attack of the Show brings it to me daily. That's their job.
But where did we... Who are our ancestors?
Where did this start? Well, thankfully, scientists from Binghamton University in New York, they discovered that 4 million years ago, that's a lot of years.
Yeah.
4 million years ago.
Before my time.
They turned to humor to relieve stress. We're talking like prehistoric man, cavemen. They're out hunting, what do they hunt? Water buffalo? Mammoths?
I think that
pterodactyl.
Each other.
How do you pluralize pterodactyl? I don't know. But they hunted, and to relieve stress, they laughed. But the first laughs were actually grunts. This is a true story, a real scientific study. They were grunts, and then 2 million years later, they developed the facial muscles required
how would
to
they
laugh.
know this stuff?
I don't know. I really don't know. That's one thing.
It's science, isn't it?
Apparently, it's over our heads. But the funniest visual gag that they came up with, apparently, was something like tripping over a rock. Now, this isn't the study, and I said exactly what you just asked.
It would be funny if you tripped.
It would be. It would be kind of funny. But back then, that'd be hilarious.
That's all you got.
Gragnock stubbed his toe. Let's grunt. We were wondering, how did they know that? So we put our research team, the Attack of the Show Research Lab, on the case, and they uncovered some fascinating footage.
Oh.
Yeah, take a look. Ow. Science!
Wow.
That's how it worked. Of course.
I mean, the footage looks so old too, you know.
Oh, definitely. It hasn't aged well, kind of like us. But that was the first laugh. Of course. Again, they evolved to more
as human beings did.
Exactly, to more complex gags like these. That was the first documented your mom joke.
Hieroglyphic.
It's very
your
good.
mom.
It's more stencil, but yes, it's close. We added the subtitle, by the way. That wasn't in the original archival film. I want people to know that.
Again, these are 4 million years old, so
we had to do our best to translate. Which, of course, continued, and the comedy evolved and got even more sophisticated.
Cavemen.
How many newlyweds in here tonight? How many newly evolved people here tonight, huh? Raise them up high. Right. Am I right? So how about that Australopithecus afarensis, huh? Boy, does she have me walking erect, if you know what I'm saying. Huh? Am I right, fellas? Don't get me started.
Wow.
That was brilliant.
Comedians don't seem that different today.
They don't, and
that's kind of where evolution ended.
That was it. It stopped then.
About 3.5
we haven't gone
million years ago.
anywhere since. But good timing, great timing.
You know, kudos to cavemen, and they brought us to where we are today, and brought you this show.
Yes.
Now, I want to talk about podcasting for a minute, Kevin.
Oh, that sounds exciting.
I know, but bear with me here. Everybody's kind of gotten on the podcast bandwagon, including somebody that you wouldn't think, Marvel Comics.
Oh.
Yes, that's right. You know Marvel Comics.
I know them very
They're
well.
responsible for some of our very favorite comic book heroes. Marvel wants to bring fans closer to their favorite creators, because the nice thing about comic books is a lot of people really idolize the people who are creating these comics.
Yeah,
the Stan Lees of the world.
Yes, half the excitement is the comic, the other half is who actually made it.
Exactly. So they want to update fans on exciting upcoming projects and release news that the podcast listeners will be the first to know about because they're listening to the podcast. And it sounds exciting.
Sounds incredibly, well, No, not really. I mean, maybe it is. I don't know. Podcasting inherently can be kind of on the boring side, but podcasting about a comic book? Don't know.
Good point.
Kind of limited.
Yeah, so here I wrote that Wolverine gets thrown against a wall, and I really like your use of color. I mean, that's awesome.
Yeah, that wasn't me actually. The colors did that.
Oh, all right. Well, I mean, he did a great job.
Yeah.
And here I thought I should have the bad guy emphasize the word nothing.
Wait, there's my chunt sound effect. I'm a big fan of chunt. I use it all the time.
Yeah, I've noticed that actually. It sounds dirty.
Yeah, it does.
Yeah, totally. Oh, but I like the shadowing you did here. I mean, that is beautiful.
Yeah, that was actually the inker who did that.
All right.
Yeah. Yeah.
Well, it looks like you stand corrected. That was riveting, but you feel pretty stupid,
I
huh?
subscribed halfway through that funny little bit. Like, I want to hear every podcast now. Actually, in all sincerity, Damon Lindelof, he was the executive producer and co-creator of Lost. Little television show.
Never heard of it.
It's got a cult following. Really, really niche audience.
I'll try to check it out.
Now, he is getting into the comic realm, and in December he's got Ultimate Hulk versus Ultimate Wolverine. So you got Hulk versus Wolverine going at it.
Now, are the Ultimate characters different than the regular Wolverine?
Same characters, a little bit more Ultimate.
Okay, cool.
That's about it.
I like Ultimate.
Of course you do. Good stuff. Download the podcast.
All right. Now, obviously, you all know Chris Gore, but how well do you know Chris Gore? Probably
Think about it.
Not that well, I hope. Well, today is your chance to ask him anything. We're putting him up there to answer your questions, so find out what makes him, tick. Hair tick. Number is 800-839-7880. You can always email us if you're kind of shy, you just want to do, something a little less personal. Of
course.
Email us through our web form at attackoftheshow.com/askus.
And you can chat with us as well. We have this IRC chat room. It's real time. Don't be shy. Just go to chat.g4tv.com. Plus, lucky viewers today will receive the complete DVD book written by our very own Chris Gore.
Woo!
He has a birthmark in the shape of B. Arthur. Ask him where. That's all I'm saying. Brendan knows.
The B. Arthur one?
Yeah,
Where's his B. Arthur tattoo, Brendan?
it's a
Tell us
birthmark.
about that.
I'm not saying. He's
the
sworn me to
birthmark.
secrecy.
That's
He was
even
born with it.
weirder.
It's not Maybelline. How you doing over there, buddy?
Sometimes I don't know what you're thinking,
I just
Kevin.
finished a Sudoku.
Yeah.
They are addictive.
I tried to
My
finish
first one.
one over the weekend and I couldn't, and I had a tantrum.
Wow. Riveting.
That's what I'm doing.
We've got TV Tuesday coming up. Thank you, Brendan.
Yep.
Appreciate it. And it's guaranteed to make you forget all about that newfangled King Kong movie. Stick around.
Brought to you by MX Dirt Rebel Game. Go for a ride inside. Batteries not included.
And lo, the beast looked upon the face of beauty, and beauty stayed his hand. And from that day forward, he was as DV Doomsday. Chris Gore, after a couple weeks, you're with us again.
I'm back.
I
I'm
missed
back.
you, man.
Yeah, well, here I am.
Well,
Here I am.
good. All right, let's get right into it.
Yeah, lots of good DVDs today.
We do have a lot of good DVDs.
Okay.
We'll start off with War of the Worlds 2-disc limited edition.
Yeah, now there's a single disc edition out that has Tom Cruise face on it. Don't get that one. Okay, that's the one. That's the one for your mom. Okay.
We want the 2-disc
You
limited.
want the
better.
double disc limited is better. The second disc is all special features, which are amazing. Let me go through what's on there. There's a documentary about H.G. Wells, his legacy, and how he contributed to science fiction.
Wait, I mean, the original story is fascinating.
Yeah, no, it's great. They definitely use elements of the original story in this, but with sort of a post 9/11 feel. What's cool about it, though, is there are a series of mini documentaries that give you a really intimate look at Steven Spielberg and how he makes movies. We've never ever seen this. And let me just say, Steven Spielberg has never done a commentary for a DVD ever. So there's no commentary on this disc. But the thing is you really get to see his process, and it acts almost as a commentary. So you see him with like 3 designers in a room, and Spielberg is sitting there in a cubicle about the size of yours, Sarah Lane.
Which is not very big.
Not very big, sitting there with them working on the pre-visualizations
So
of
even
the
though
special effects
Spielberg
sequences.
didn't the actual commentary, you really get a sense of what was going on behind the scenes, and what's inside his mastermind.
And same thing with Tom Cruise. Tom Cruise is one of those people that's very protective of his behind-the-scenes image.
As of late?
Well, maybe not as of late, but you really get an intimate look at Spielberg, how he works with actors. Cruise and Spielberg talking about the amount of peanut butter to put on a piece of bread. I mean, amazing stuff.
That sounds like a podcast.
Yeah, but
what do you want for dinner?
Yeah.
All right, so what's the bottom line? You seem pretty stoked about this.
Yeah, this is a buy. I was a big fan of the movie over the summer. I thought it was amazing spectacle, and this double disc really delivers.
All right, we've got to buy. Count out with a bang. 1933 King Kong Collector's Edition is our number 2 pick.
Okay, now any movie geek worth their salt knows King Kong, and this is, for the first time we're seeing, this is the edition that has all the extra footage that was cut from the movie.
Okay.
I've seen various different versions of it, but this is where you get to see Kong actually eat people, step on people. There's a funny scene where he finds a girl that he thinks is Fay Wray. It's not, and just drops her to her death. I mean, shocking stuff for the time.
And this was cut out of the original
This was
movie
cut out of the
because
original.
it was, what, too intense?
Too intense for the time. But there
Too
have been
extreme?
There have been versions of it that have been seen, but what's cool, but the best part about this, in addition to all the behind-the-scenes stuff, is Peter Jackson and his Weta effects team actually attempt to recreate one of the original lost sequences, the spider sequence. We're actually seeing some of what they did in trying to recreate these sequences, and they're recreating them using technology from the 1930s. So this is how...
And this is on the collector's edition
this is on the
from
DVD.
the 1933 movie.
Yeah, well, yes, it is, but this is new. What's cool, it's new, and they actually cut it into the film. So you see, they could only use the techniques that were available at the time, which were using these miniatures that had these elaborate armatures made out of metal, and showed how they did it, and they attempted to recreate it based on the original script for King Kong. I mean, Peter Jackson is a huge film geek. King Kong is the movie that inspired him to become a filmmaker.
Ooh, that looks too real for me.
We see the process, and then what they do, what's cool is they actually cut it into the film. Not in the movie as you see it, but they show the sequence, how it would be seen in context.
So what's the bottom line here, Chris?
It's a buy. It's so good, and it also comes with all kinds of booklets and other fun stuff that you get. It's just a great package.
You are so excited today. You're like, you have a rosy glow.
There's good stuff on DVD.
Really
finally.
good stuff. Let's hope we keep.
Okay.
Let's hope.
We'll see.
Finally, Eon Flux, the complete animated collection. Now, I remember watching this back in the day.
That's right.
Liquid Television.
This was on Liquid Television on MTV from a company called Colossal Pictures. Peter Chung was working on the Rugrats at the time. So he's doing Rugrats. He's like getting sick of it, saying, I want to create the ultimate female assassin. And I'm a huge fan of this. The shorts, if you've never seen the shorts are fantastic. That's where Eon Flux dies in every single one. Also, what they've done with the DVD, in addition to commentary, is they've enhanced the video. So what they've done is they've used some lighting effects and color effects. So these aren't just as they were seen back then. They actually enhanced them with new things that they couldn't do at the time. So it's kind of the special edition version of these cartoons, but they didn't change them in a way to change anything. They just added new lighting effects.
It didn't destroy the original magic, so to speak.
Didn't destroy the original magic, but I mean, the one thing you forget about these cartoons is they're really perverse. I mean, lots of sadomasochistic stuff. I'm not sure if you know anything about that S&M stuff, and we can talk later. But
Chris,
you know what I'm saying?
I've been around the block.
Yeah. So you get real insight into how they created this weird stuff in the writing team and whatnot. But yeah, I'm just a big fan of it. 3 discs, everything you could possibly want for the cartoon Eon Flux.
So are we going try-buy today?
We're try-buy. We're try-buy. This is a buy.
Right.
Eon Flux is a buy. It's just people cared when they put this DVD together. They really cared.
It's great. So we've got War of the Worlds, we've got the 1933 King Kong, we've got Eon Flux. Yeah. Everybody's happy. You're buying.
Yeah,
You've
I'm
got
buying
Christmas
everything.
presents.
Yeah, well, and a light wallet at this point.
And a light wallet at this point. Well, that's great. Thank you so much,
and I
Chris.
got one more thing.
Oh, you do?
One more thing, quick. It's not really a quick pick,
Tell
but
the
it's
kids what you got.
the complete DVD book, which is a book I co-wrote with Paul J. Salamoff. And it's if you're an independent filmmaker, you want to put your movie out on DVD, you want to know how to author it and do everything, this book is the instruction manual for that.
Well, this guy is the guy who would know, so DVD book, complete DVD book. Thanks, Chris.
Excellent.
See you next week.
Yeah.
Visit filmthreat.com or chrisgore.com, and if you want to talk to the man personally, he's taking calls later. Now, I don't know about you, but it's almost time to get my drink on. It's a wash. My weekly excuse to indulge in vice. Good Lush is up next.
kickstart those livers. It's Tuesday, and that means it's time to pay a visit to a woman who spent more time around bars than Charles Manson.
Thank you, Kevin.
You're welcome, Sarah.
That's right. It's time for the Lush, everybody. Yay!
Who likes the drinking?
We have a great drink for you guys today. We have, more importantly, a great drinking game.
Gotta have some fun.
Because everybody wants to play games while they're drinking. But first up, our website of the week.
Yes.
You ready?
Alcohol-related, of course.
Alcohol-related, of course. It's virtual bartender from beer.com. Now, what you do, the concept is very simple. You type
wait. This is it, right? There's more to this?
Yeah, you type in what you want to drink, and then these two lovely ladies will go and take your order.
Yes,
and,
they will.
You know, and kind of be cute while doing this. So it's very simple. I mean, there's not much to it.
There's plenty to it, but look what's going on. Yeah, taste test. Good head on that one.
Well,
and that's my beer.
It takes her a while. She's she just
playful.
She wants you to be happy about your order.
And are we paying hourly for the site, or is this free of charge?
Yeah, you just go and hang out for a bit. However long you want. I mean, you probably just want to get your drink order and then mosey on.
Exactly. One order would be plenty.
Yeah.
For twice. I actually went around and played with the site.
Oh, you did?
This afternoon.
Oh, I'm so glad you did a little research.
There are some interesting commands because you prompt them. It's very subservient chicken. And I found that if you type in, what would you think I would type in, Sarah? Of course, it had to be Jedi fight. Yeah, go ladies.
Only you.
Oh yeah, vibrating sabers.
You know, Kevin, this is about drinking.
What? Yeah, no. Oh yeah, force power. Woo!
Called a lot.
There's also cat fight. You just tell them to get a little rowdy, and they start tossing each other around.
It's supposed to be about drinking.
Break it up, buddy. Break it up. Yeah. Get those gropes.
All right.
There's plenty of reactions. There's one for kissed.
Okay.
There's breast, bend.
All right.
Rusty, trombone.
Stop it. We're talking about drinking. We want to drink.
But you can even
We're drinking.
You can even put in admiral.
Onto the drink.
Without
today.
All right, the drink. Sorry.
Thank you. You're derailing the only thing I love.
Sorry.
All right. Today's drink involves wine.
Oh, yeah.
Everybody loves wine. Now, I have some facts about wine, contrary to popular belief.
Oh.
Did you know, Kevin, most wines don't actually improve with age?
I did not know that.
I have another one. It takes an average of 600 grapes to make one bottle of wine.
That's a lot of grapes.
That's a lot of grapes.
That's borderline genocide in the field.
Absolutely. And poor soil quality actually leads to better wine.
You're kidding.
Yeah, because the wines get upset.
Oh.
They do weird things. Poor soil.
All right.
What do we do? And my favorite Dom Perignon was actually a guy, a 17th century Benedictine monk who discovered the cork as a way of sealing wine bottles and then went on to invent champagne.
Nice.
What you like at the wedding.
And champagne, I'm told, is sparkling wine.
Yeah, there's something about California can't actually call their wines or their champagnes. They have to call it sparkling wine. Something about France. I don't really know that much about it.
Whatever.
What shall we do with our wine, you ask?
I hope we're drinking it.
We are drinking it, but we're making it into sangria, of course, which is wine with a kick. It's wine with sugar, some fruit, things like apples and oranges, maybe a little lemon. Have a little grapes.
And what do you do? You just pour them all in together, or
pour them all in together? You add a little brandy, and then what's really important is that you have to let it sit. You want it to ferment. You want the fruit to get in with the wine and make it all sparkling and good. So we're talking like 18 to 24 hours.
And then don't you add a little brandy to it, mix it up, and you're good to go?
Brandy goes in, little soda water, give it a little kick.
All right.
And then you're ready to, once it's chilled, then you're ready to serve.
Can we serve? Let's serve.
Yes.
Let's get to these serving
There you
parts,
go,
because that is the
Kevin.
part. Now, there's a
Sangria
lump
for
of
you.
fruit in my wine. Is that okay?
You can chew it or ignore it. I don't really care, but let's cheers.
Do you have to drink it like normal wine and do the sippy thing and the whatever, or can you just kind of chug it?
Just
all
drink
right,
it.
yeah.
Oh my God, that's so good. Oh
That is
my
good.
God.
Wow. Sangrias, ladies and gentlemen.
Really good.
Telling you.
Thank you, interns who made our sangria
Live
last night.
vicariously through your HD TV.
All right, now, are you ready for a little drinking game? Because, we can sip this during the commercial break.
I was just trying to add more fruit to it.
Yeah, not really.
All right, so let's play a game.
Here. Got a drinking game. You don't want to use sangria, though, because it's something you want to chug.
Okay.
It's called Coin. You need 3 people, so we've got
Brendan?
our lovely Brendan Moran here, ready to play. This is really simple, you guys. Try to grasp this concept.
Okay.
We each have a pint of beer. We each have a quarter.
Well, that's good beer.
On the count of 3, we flip our coins, and the odd man out chugs his pint.
All right, so if you got some pocket change after making your mini mart run, you got enough for a game of coin.
Yeah. Ready?
1, 2, 3, go.
Whoa.
All right, you're off the table.
Tails.
What do you do in that case?
Have her drink.
All right.
That's a party foul.
That's a party foul. Sarah, Lane, drink, and then we'll go another round. Hurry up, drink it up.
That was a mistake.
Come on, let's. Okay, ready? Here we go. Seriously, and just flip it or whatever. What do you got?
Heads.
Tails. Look, that's
Drink.
it. Sarah's drinking again.
Drink.
You're good at this game.
Drink.
Chug it, Lane.
Drink.
All right, I think that's. All right, she's gonna get tipsy now.
She's supposed to
I have to
chug that.
deal with
She
her.
didn't-
I have to do chat questions with her, Brendan.
All right, that's it, you guys.
didn't chug it.
Thanks for
Oh, beer
playing.
left.
You
That's
guys
it.
are great. For more recipes and hangover cures, go to our website. We'll show you how to make sangria there. It's a lot of fun. Now, look, I'm half in the bag, and I'm still going on with the show with these monkeys, so you guys have no excuse. We serve up the feed next, plus more Aeon Flux than you thought possible.
Welcome back to the show. Don't forget, you can get even more of our easily digestible bits through our podcast, available at attackoftheshow.com. And while we're planning ahead, remember, this week's Boost Mobile Live Music Friday band is from Satellite. Yesterday, we gave you a glimpse of the upcoming sci-fi action flick, Aeon Flux. But like the over-anxious fanboys we are, we hounded the cast with question after question, and it turned out to be too much for one show. So here's part 2.
We are in the last city on Earth. Some call it the perfect society, but others know better.
There's so many great genres in making films, and there's so many different audience members, and I have never kind of tackled this world.
Found you.
Yeah, it was very important to me not to try and replicate the Trevor Goodchild of the animated series. It's important to be jettisoned, otherwise we're wasting our time. We've transported it into another world, and a more human world.
Every character tells a story physically very different, and I think that physical element is something that's very interesting to me because I come from a background of telling stories with my body. There's an incredible strength about her that I had to work on. I had to train for 4 months to kind of get that core strength that of somebody who was capable of doing any kind of acrobatic move. A decision was made after we kind of knew the status of the injury. It was a herniated disc, so we shut down for about 6 weeks. I came back here and did very intense physiotherapy and tried to keep the core strength training going because I knew I had to go back. Physically, it was going to be very demanding. To kill a man with your bare hands is something that you can't just fake. And I think it's good for your own mindset to kind of know that you've trained, that you're prepared for it.
I had a life once. Now all I have is a mission.
Aeon Flux is in theaters everywhere this Friday. Now, the feeds here, try and make it feel at home.
All right, according to the Wall Street Journal, the FCC is expected to officially back a program that would let cable subscribers pick which individual channels they want rather than automatically getting channel bundles. While this sounds like a cool idea, it's actually bad news for some of those upper 100 cable channels that might be ignored, even though they work their asses off to entertain you day in and out. I'm sorry. But more confusing is the sudden reversal the FCC has taken in regards to pricing. Now, originally, they reported that pricing a la carte would result in a 30% increase in customers' monthly bills. Now, they say it will actually be cheaper. When pressed for details, the FCC just went, "Hey, look over there," and ran out of the room. So, more on that later. For those of you still mulling over your career, consider this. According to the U.S. Treasury, cybercrime is even more lucrative than drug trafficking. Yes, the report filed by the Treasury advisor Valerie McNiven claimed that corporate espionage, child pornography, stock manipulation, and phishing fraud cause more global financial harm than the illegal sale of heroin and cocaine. One source cited that in the report that estimates that the total amount of dollars lost to e-commerce fraud in 2005 is around $2.8 billion. They also admit that cybercrime moves so quickly, law enforcement officials just can't keep up with it. Now, while we can't ignore the problems caused by drug dealers, I don't recall ever losing work because a pop-up ad for heroin crashed my computer. It's a complicated issue. Now, the scientists behind the Search for Extraterrestrial Intelligence Project, or SETI, have come to a potentially troubling realization. And this can only mean one thing: invasion. Okay, not really. But the project, which involves sending radio signals into space in hopes of getting some sort of a response, may be opening us up to the mother of all hacks. That's right, aliens could potentially use the SETI pathway to hack into Earth computers. Do you realize this means the aliens could, I don't know, rig online polls so the world thinks that America hopes Brad and Jen get back together? Or maybe they could change fonts on your MySpace page to suggest you're really a closeted Comic Sans MS user? It'll be anarchy! But for the time being, while we still have order, SETI scientists will just have to pray the system remains stable until Norton finalizes their Star Wars defense system. It's almost operational. And finally, the fact that you're a lazy slob who does nothing but watch Tyra Banks and consciously avoid the WAN ads might not be your fault. That's right. Taking responsibility for your own actions is officially a thing of the past. Yes. A new study has shown that being a couch potato may actually be genetic. So by doing nothing, you're upholding the tradition held dear by your father and your father's father and his father before him. In fact, your family crest may as well be a bowl of half-eaten Cheetos. But the best part, this study was published by the Oregon National Primate Research Center. That's right, they looked at fat monkeys and thought, hey, I know people just like this. It's a proud day for our species. And that's the feed. Now, more television.
Kevin Pereira, Chris Gore, about to make some television magic.
Let's do it.
And really fulfill the dreams of our viewing nation by answering their calls.
Let's do it right now.
Thanks for backing me up on that one, Chris. Kelly is on the phone. Are you there, Kelly?
Yes, I am. How are you gentlemen tonight?
I'm doing fantastic.
Great.
Yeah, you qualify as a gentleman. Yes, you do, Chris.
I'll take it.
You do. Kelly, you have a question for Dr. Gore here?
Yes, I do. Chris, you know, like whenever they tout those super-de-duper, obnoxious, oh, my God, you got to buy it, even though you already have it in your collection, special edition DVDs, are they really, really, really worth it?
Well, I think on a case-by-case basis they can be worth it. But I think what I always do is I just sell my old ones used. And I sort of use that money to get the new one that I might buy used somewhere else. So just, I don't know, I try to buy stuff used and cheap and whatnot.
At some point, would you not encourage people to maybe stop buying 300 copies of the same movie so that these publishers will stop trying to nickel and dime us? Or is there going to be My Big Fat Independent Movie, the special edition, deluxe, holographic cover,
there
with
actually
special
is going to be.
Insert? And
there actually is going to be. I did like 4 different versions of
nice.
it. But
smart thinking. People will buy it, apparently.
But the thing is, I don't like when they do it, when they plan it that way. It's one thing to discover extra stuff and whatnot, but when they plan that in the marketing, we're going to do this version, then we're going to wait until...
First, we'll get them on this udder, and then this one, and then eventually the cow will be dry, and we'll move on to HD DVD.
Look, if it's your favorite movie, you got to have the best version of it, so get the special edition.
All right, Dave is on the phone. Dave, you have a question for Dr. Gore.
Yeah. Hey, Chris, how you doing?
Good. What's happening, man?
Not much. I've been desperately trying to get some information about the Wonder Years on DVD. I've been looking for years, and I can't get any information on why it's not out, or if it is out, I can't get it. And I was hoping you can help me out with that.
Well, there's no release date announced, but I can tell you exactly why it's not out, and that's music rights. That's usually what stops any TV.
Really?
Because remember the music? The music was great in that show.
We can't even sing it.
Yeah,
we'll get
we
fired
can't
and
sing
sued
it
to high
because
heaven.
they'll have to go black. But you know what I mean? That's the reason it's not out is music rights. Unfortunately, that's why it took forever for Freaks and Geeks to come out because they wanted to use the original music. They finally released Freaks and Geeks with the music that was used in the show.
You can get it on VCD in Shanghai. It's just been completely replaced with Asian actors. It's the same series essentially, though. Ethan on the phone from Bismarck. Are you there, Ethan?
Yeah, I'm here.
How you doing, man?
We're doing pretty good. I just want to say I love the show.
Thank you. Thank you very much. And you're going to love the complete DVD book, by the way. You're getting a copy. So you have a question for Chris?
Yeah. Chris, what is your favorite Christmas classic?
Favorite? That's actually a very easy question.
I have one as well.
It's A Christmas Story. Directed by Bob Clark, Little Ralphie.
Little cliche.
You'll shoot your eye out, kid. I love that movie. It's great. Peter Billingsley is starred in it. It's awesome.
Christmas Vacation, The Griswolds. Hello.
No, that's a good one too.
That's a good one.
That's a good
great
one too. That is a good one.
All right.
I like that.
Good answers. Now they know you a little bit more, Chris. That's good stuff. Now, go ahead and update your Chris Gore fan site, but hurry back, we understand, because we're going to find out Heavy.com's secret to internet survival. On the next attack of the show, bartenders, put in your 2 weeks' notice. The AI Bar 2 is here to take you over. Plus, our user-created segment proves that any old idiot can make some television. We know. And finally, do certain gadgets have the power to attract women? God, we hope so. For your sake. That's the next attack of the show for those planning ahead. You know, lately it seems like websites, they're trying harder and harder to give your television a run for its money. But one site has been doing it better and longer than pretty much any other. It's Heavy.com, and founder and CEO David Carson is going to explain how. Reveal the mystery, David.
The mystery? I don't know. God, there is no mystery. Just try and stay in as long as you possibly can.
But you've
let other people,
Heavy's what, been
spend
around
all their money
since 1999 or so.
Since
roughly?
1999.
You guys started with the Behind the Music That Sucks and other series like that, and you've managed to be kind of this playground for children with ADD. You specialize,
right?
And you say,
that's our calling.
Come to our internet playground, and you've managed to survive. I mean, how do you constantly stay fresh? How do you keep their eyeballs entertained?
I don't think we really think about it that way. We don't think, how are we actually going to keep everybody entertained? We're honestly just trying to entertain ourselves. Right. And if we're doing that well, hopefully we're entertaining some other people, and it's literally just that simple.
Now, who are you speaking about when you say ourselves? Is there an actual office for Heavy, or are there transients
there are writers,
with laptops?
There are writers, there are producers, there are directors, there are people that are developing, that are coding. There's a really great team of people over there, and they're really twisted individuals. So we like that.
It shows.
Yeah.
It reflects very obviously.
Great.
But it's not just your own original content. I know there's stuff like they have the Human TiVo, and you have stuff like the Drawn Together. Now, are people coming to you and giving those clips, or are you guys BitTorrenting?
Yeah.
I mean, how does this work?
Right. BitTorrent's a big part of our business. No, it's largely a lot of people that are making things, and they'll always send us stuff, and it's incredible the amount that we get, and some of it's really, really great. There was a guy who was just known as Tourette's Guy, and he would just start talking about Bob
I remember his site. There was a lot of controversy as to whether or not
he
was real. The Blue M&M bit is by far the greatest.
You like the Blue M&M?
I love the Blue M&M.
There's something about that guy that when you put him up against something that was made for a lot of money, he will win hands down every single time.
It's like a ball joke essentially, but a little bit more interesting because of the caller.
Yeah.
So he comes to you and says, look, we appreciate your site. We know your viewers and your fan base. We want you to host our clips.
Yeah, just, hey, we think this is really funny. Do you think you could put this thing on Heavy? And we say, yeah, it's really funny. We'd love to.
Right.
Yeah, I mean, it's just that simple. We actually just gave out a bunch of Burger King mash, that King, that really daunting looking
We had a little
King.
fun with that as well.
Yeah. And we put that thing out to a lot of the users that send us, a lot of stuff. And they came back with some really retarded videos. They were great. And those are doing really well. We did like 5 million of those videos in a week based out of that stuff. So, yeah, it was nice.
Now, are these, some of your sites, I don't know if you noticed, there happens to be advertisements on your site. They're easy to miss.
Right.
But when you go there, you load, and there are advertisements, and some of the content itself, to some may even seem like an advertisement. I'm curious, is that a goal? Do you go to advertise and say, hey, look, we're going to make something that is essentially an ad, but your viewers aren't going to care because they're going to be entertained?
Right.
Is this like a new form of medium, or does it just sort of happen that way?
I don't know. I think the last thing you really want to watch, really, I think, is watching a commercial. And advertising sometimes gets a dirty name to it, but we try and integrate it as best we can. So when we're doing things like with Activision's Gun, for example, we made up a show called Tourette's Cowboy. That essentially is kind of like an advertisement. We just happen to make it into a show instead of making it into a commercial.
Now, I know that I have a friend by the name of Steven. I hope he's watching right now. Hey, Steven. He started loading your website back in 1999, I think it was, maybe around 2000. He's on a 14.4. He's still loading. What is he missing? Like, is there an overall theme for the content? Because I know you're doing Machinima now, which we'll get into very quickly. But is there a theme to Heavy, or is it just it makes us laugh, so it's there?
No, it's really all about humor. It's about things that are potentially sexy as well. But we're just really trying to make sure that you're not taking yourself too seriously. So many people like to do that. This is just a place where if you have ADD and you just want to have a good time, you come to Heavy.
You just need at least a one-button mouse, some ADD, and hopefully broadband, and you're good to go.
Yes, and hopefully broadband. If he's on 14.4, he's still waiting for the site to load.
It's sad, but it's true. Must stream TV now.
Must stream TV,
which is an excellent catchphrase, but you've actually created something with it. It's not just a buzzword.
We did a whole new fall season of programming. It was all based out of games. It's all based out of all the new games that are coming out this fall season. So we did Tourette's Cowboy was one that we just talked about. We did Gangster Nanny 911. We've done the Colossus Whisperer, which is really just sort of making fun of Dr. Phil and Oprah. And we built these all out of games. So for instance, Shadow of the Colossus is built out of that game by Sony. There's Gangster Nanny is another game that was built out of True Crime.
True Crimes, yes.
Yeah, and we just had a lot of fun with those. And We've got like 10 shows now, I think, out of that stuff.
Now, did you, I mean, because these games are obviously just coming out, I mean, did you have support from the developers ages ago? Like, did they know they wanted you to create these shorts?
It all started, we did Pimp My Weapon, which was based out of a Sony game called God of War. And we were talking to each other and said, hey, we'd really like to make a show out of this without, we've got this really great violent game. Wouldn't it be great if we like made something really retarded out of it? Like, he was Bob Vila. And instead of talking about, tools, he was talking about weapons and death. Wouldn't that be funny? And they thought, well, let's give it a shot. So we did it, and that got shown on like 6 million streams in 1 week, and we thought, wow, we got a really nice audience for this. They seem to like it. We should try and do more. So then we started talking with more of the game developers.
Right. And I want to get back to the gun because Tourette's Cowboy.
Yeah, Tourette's Cowboy.
I know you brought a clip under your arm.
Right.
We loaded it in, and I was going to ask you to set it up, but I realized with the name Tourette's Cowboy.
Yeah, you don't really need a setup for that. Yeah, he's a guy with Tourette's, and he's a cowboy. Yeah.
All right, let's see it. Here it is, ladies and gentlemen. Tourette's Cowboy.
That's me yonder, and those fellers are the butt monkey bandits who helped kill my partner, a Canadian named Pico. Many a long year have I searched for Pico's killer. The name's Hardtack Montana, the Tourette's colostomy bag Tourette's Cowboy. What say we start at the big balls, start at the beginning. Me and Pico was best friends on the open plains of the frontier. Hemorrhoid jelly! Hunting, trapping, making our way as best we could. Until that day on the old Meat Helmet, Mississippi.
Meat Helmet.
Meat Helmet.
So he is a cowboy.
He's a cowboy.
With Tourette's.
Yes, with Tourette's.
I get it now.
Yeah, it's touching. It's.
I understand the appeal. Millions of downloads guaranteed.
It was sort of our contribution to society. We wanted to, illuminate.
You've been given so much. Why not give back?
Why not give back? Right.
David, thank you for giving back.
Thanks
right
a lot,
here.
man.
We appreciate it.
Thanks.
Best of luck on the site. We've got links on our site for some of our favorite Heavy.com videos. And of course, well, it's not just a clever name. It's also their website. You can go to Heavy.com for even more. I'm sorry, what's that? Oh, you want to buy your family something horrifying for Christmas? Well, good, because it came from eBay. It's next. Stay tuned.
Yakshamash, in response to Mr. Ashikbayev's comments, I like to state I have no connection with Mr. Cohen and fully support my government's decision to sue this Jew. Since the 2003 Tulyakev reforms, Kazakhstan is as civilized as any other country in the world. Women can now travel on the inside of bus. Homosexuals no longer have to wear blue hats, and age of consent has been raised to 8 years old. Please, a captain of industry, I invite you to come to Kazakhstan, where we have incredible natural resources, hard-working labor, and some of the cleanest prostitutes in the whole of Central Asia. Goodbye. Dziękuję.
Was, of course, comedian Sacha Baron Cohen, responding in character as Borat to the legal threats issued against him by the country of Kazakhstan.
Kazakhstan is...
Yeah, and...
Well, thank goodness.
That wasn't made up. That was true.
Oh.
That really, I mean, him, character, Kazakhstan.
Sure.
Okay,
yeah.
Just wanted to clarify that. Speaking of making crap up, seriously, this week's Verizon broadband battle will not only entertain you for hours, but get this, Sarah, it will actually make you more attractive to members of the opposite sex. I know.
Really? Tell me more.
Well, we're playing Star Wars Battlefront 2, Sarah. This is getting creepy very fast. The game that answers the question, does bright white armor provide adequate forest camouflage? That answer, of course, is...
No.
No, it does not.
No, it
to
does
register, just go to our website, click on Join Our LAN Party. That's where you get all the details and the links to get started. And, of course, we will see you Thursday for the old LAN Party. Now, if you threw it out in 1982 only to find it mysteriously back in your closet in 2005, well, the odds are that it came from eBay! That was guttural.
That was pretty good.
I pulled a hammy on
you
that
were
one.
kind of an ultimate Wolverine just then.
Thank you. Better, more ultimate than the regular.
Right.
Let's get into the eBay auctions, shall we? The first one, Sarah, is just a big F you.
What?
I don't know. It's an F you Cheeto. 7 bids, $4.25, and it's a Cheeto in the shape of sticking it to the man.
I love it.
It's,
I want it.
I kid you not. It's been up. There are 4 days left to bid on it. Food abnormalities, I used to discover these as a kid.
Now, is the thing under it like a pedestal, or is that part of the Cheeto?
See, I don't think that's part of the Cheeto. It's either like an eraser, maybe some molding clay, a piece of chewing gum. We don't know. That's part of the mystery, and I don't believe
Buy
the
it
auction.
and let's find out.
I don't believe the auction comes with it, Sarah. I believe it's just strictly for the
Sold
old
separately?
Cheeto. Yeah. Yeah. Maybe sold separately. But would you spend $4.25 on a food irregularity as a collector's item?
If it's an FU, then yes.
Of course
absolutely.
It is. Moving on. How about a Napoleon Dynamite Lego mosaic?
Well, that's actually quite good.
It's sweet.
It's sweet.
This is from a person who makes many mosaics. They have ones of famous celebrities. They do like the Starry Night paintings, etc. They're all made out of the individual little Lego pixel blocks, and they put together these little masterpieces, if you will. So this is a Napoleon Dynamite one. 21 bids, $200.
$200, huh?
$200.
With simple Legos.
Pretty crazy.
Kids are so crazy these days.
You
What do they
need
come
some
up with
art
next?
on your walls, by the way.
I do.
Your apartment is barren.
And I like this guy. I like him. He's got some moves.
Put in a bid. Moving right along. These Xbox 360s. People have been buying them. They are sold out now, so people turn to eBay,
I've heard
obviously.
they're a very hot item this Christmas season.
Well, of course,
holiday
the
season.
eBay shams, the eBay scam artists, they sell the boxes sometimes, or they say, we'll sell you a picture of an Xbox, and someone gets confused. They think they're buying a 360 for their kid.
And then they say, hey, in the fine print down in the second page of my eBay offering, you should have known.
This particular auction right here, $611 after 19 bids, and it's for a fake Xbox 360 cardboard box.
Oh my gosh.
Not even a real Xbox 360 box.
For shame, eBay auctioneer, for shame.
And much to the credit of Silent Barrel, who I believe sold this little thing here, he says in the description, you're not getting a real Xbox. It's a fake box. He says it over and over and over.
Oh, you mean it's been sold?
Oh, this sold for $611.
Oh, heartbreaker.
But now, if you're looking for a real 360, I have the one for you, Sarah Lane. It's a mint condition 360, which includes a personalized girly photo. Yeah, 15 bids, also $660, and she will personally sign a poster of herself.
Is that a skirt she's wearing or just a little belt?
At this point, they're one and the same, and I applaud
think
that.
So, yeah.
Her parents are proud, and so am
I
I.
dropped my soap.
Whoa.
Never mind.
Wow. That's not included, but I'll pay extra. And finally, speaking of which, a severe beating from a female. It doesn't get any better than that. 11 bids, $53. Now, you're not actually bidding on the woman to come and beat you up. If it was, I would have already PayPal'd several $1,000s. What you're
need some
buying,
clarification here.
This is a gentleman selling himself to be beaten by a female. So you can buy him, beat him, videotape it, sell that tape on the internet, and I really think we should hire like a martial artist, get him on the phone, and get his ass whooped in our LAN party area. That's what I think.
Guys like this, though, I mean, come on, a girl's not going to pay you. You're going to pay her.
Well, no, we're going to pay for him. We'll get somebody in to whoop his... we'll let you beat him up.
Oh, we're going to...
Would you put on like some ounce gloves and ultimate fight him if he didn't hit back?
Yes, as long as I don't have to wear a belt for a skirt.
You don't have to.
I will beat his ass.
There you have it. Always expect the unexpected when...
It came from eBay!
Ooh! With jazz hands.
Muster up what energy you have left, if any. We'll be answering chat questions and generally carrying on right after this.
Attack of the show, baby. Attack.
It surprises me daily. We have a chat room filled with chatters.
What?
I know. They ask questions, and sometimes we pretend to answer them.
Did
like
you
now.
know about this? All right. G4 Matt says, is Sarah Lane a lightweight or a true lush? Hello.
Give the true answer to this one, Sarah.
Obvious. I'm a total lush.
Thank you.
Now,
you just can't drink very much.
Stop it. Shut up.
Well, she drinks often, just not very much.
She hits the floor after like 2.5
No.
It's
yeah,
like
as
one
far
tequila,
as
two
body
bump.
density.
All right. Apparently. Are you there? How about we move on to the next question?
Okay.
I just have a hunch we should.
G4 Gnome says, if Kevin was King Kong, which woman would he kidnap?
Woman?
Oh, me.
I would systematically go down the MySpace women's first,
Aw.
and then I'd make my way to you. But I'd get there.
Make sure she's of age.
Oh, yeah. Clearly.
Yeah.
I mean, but see, that's
Just a
why...
tip from experience.
But that's why you look at what state they're from, because the age of consent is different.
Yeah,
in each
thank
state.
God, Arkansas.
Woohoo! God bless you.
Bag of Sith wants to know, what's the weirdest message Kevin has gotten from a fan on MySpace?
You know,
we don't want to know.
I don't actually read any of them. I don't care.
All right.
Another show down!
All right, thanks to our guests, David Carson and Chris Guar.
I'm kidding, I read them all.
See you guys tomorrow.
Keep
I'm a
sending.
lush. What the F?
Computers on Attack of the Show provided by Intel. Game on. Power up. Take control with the Intel Pentium Processor Extreme Edition.